As always, here to empower, inspire, and uplift the community. Hopefully tonight.
Devin Pender here to remind y'all to like, follow, subscribe, share, comment.
Man,
It's not the same reason I'm here to do that, man. I just want to put that out.
I know we need that. We need that. Just like we do need y'all to interact. Make sure y'all share and drop in the comments. You know, I think we're gonna be in for a good one tonight. It's something that has been, I would say, kind of plaguing the internet. It certainly feels like a plague because there's nonsense out here. And it's probably caught you at some point in time. It's everybody's seen it.
But you know what's funny?
AI slop.
It's not just play. It's not just playing the internet. It's creating a false alternative or false reality for a lot of people, man. As far as what they think they can do in life.
It's part of it too.
Yeah, you know, or what they need to learn in school. Like it's shit reshaping everything, man. It's like, and you see these commercials now. Say, oh, there they are. You can be a billionaire in 30 days. Yeah, you see more people.
I think that's part of the broader conversation,
right?
Right? That's why we definitely had to talk about it tonight because it can certainly be used as I would say a tool for positive. You know, I'm one of those advocates, I would say, where, you know, AI is something that we can work with and use as a tool. But now it's it's kind of just been used, as I said, kind of that's the term that's been used is AI slop, like just kind of garbage nonsense that people have been putting out there. Like you said, that to that point of having that ability to distort history.
Man.
And I like to say I called this out when we first started talking about just how they were moving history from schools, and then the idea of how these AI videos are getting really good. And I was like, man, can you imagine what it's going to be like down the pipeline? And it still has its flaws here and there, but with this release of Sora 2, oh my goodness. Like it still can't do sports. It can't do like quick action things. But the idea of just being able to provide that realism, yes, and being able to discredit, you know, certain things. Like I think one thing is creating this seed of doubt in people's head, like when it comes to certain things. And like when people are how they're playing around with these videos, I just don't like how they playing around with certain individuals, you know? Like I think like the concept of some of these things are funny, but it has to be a point where it's like, man, you crossing the line. Like I don't want to see, you know, Martin Luther King or Malcolm X and some of these instances that they have. Yeah. And it's funny you said that because I did hear Charlamagne call that out that you know, they've been doing that, especially think about it when they had a Martin Luther King weekend matches, and then on the flyer they got MLK.
They have one now with MLK. They have one now with MLK, Malcolm X, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Kobe Bryant, and Tupac. And they in heaven. They in heaven. Yeah.
But it's just been flooding the waves, and it's some of the it's like. I'm on both sides because it's like, again, I'm an advocate for AI, and I think it is dope to be able to be like, man, you can imagine some of these people in some of these circumstances, more so the positive ones, like when you see like, man, like a Tupac at a courtside game,
and Tupac and Mr. Rogers.
That's
in the conversation.
That's cool too. I mean, that's it. It's wild, but that's cool.
You know, it would be funny.
Because I remember a couple months ago, we used to send the videos of like the AI Bible stories.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was pretty cool.
Modernizing the AI Bible stories.
And that was pretty cool. But like you said, now it's just getting ridiculous. You know,
I don't want to see MLK stealing
groceries.
Like what?
Michael Jackson stealing chicken, or Malcolm X in a NWO shirt.
Acting a fool. Acting a fool. That's
to me. Let's back. Is a perspective of who does it. There's some people who don't understand our history. There's some people who think that's funny, who do. You know, it's like when you had comedians come out and they say stuff and they regret it because they'll attack MLK or they'll say something dumb, you know, think it's funny. Mm-hmm. But I think a lot of it, especially as people of color, man, it's certain things we no longer treasure. And I think AI has presented an opportunity. Like somebody could put something about somebody dying and somebody cracks a joke.
Immediately.
Yeah. Somebody cracks a joke or they say something that, and I think that's just where we are as a country. But I think AI as a whole, man, I think, and you know, and I took the class. I took a class on AI and ChatGPT and all those things. And it's interesting because what it does is, and I remember telling you this, how I kind of changed my opinion because AI is learning while you're using it. So for instance, like I have ChatGPT 5. So when I put stuff in, it has used all the stuff I put in before. So when I put stuff in, it'll start to finish my sentence.
Yeah.
You know, because I have a lot of stuff in there.
It's
So
good at
it picks up,
predicting that.
it picks up the way you talk, your algorithm and all that stuff, and it's crazy. But I think where people get diluted or delusional about it is they think it's going to be like Star Trek. I'm just going to talk and all this stuff is going to come, but you have to be able to write and critically think to do it. And I think that's where you're going to see a lot of people getting these false narratives. I can be a millionaire in 30 days. You know, just learn AI, or I can do this. This is the new shortcut.
I think it is the part where like, you got to work with it. It is. They do. ChatGPT actually does have a talking part where you don't even have to put nothing right.
But you still got, you got to proof it because it's not 100% accurate.
Oh yeah, I think that's where it's the idea of working with it. I think there's some people going to be so lazy and use it as a crutch where they don't care.
But can you proof it? Because most people, if you talk a certain way, you read it because this sometimes I'll write something. I have to go back and look at it because in my head I'm writing it the way I think it sounds. But then when I go back and read it, that's not the way it came out.
Yeah.
But I think there's some people who
it's not necessarily a person.
They don't get that correlation, man. But if you look at it, you know, okay, what's the line though? But see, this we get back to what's the line? You know, when are you crossing the line? How do you determine what's appropriate art or funny versus what's going too far? And AI has allowed you to go too far because you can take a picture of somebody just walking down the street and put them into something that looks real. That looks real.
Yeah, and it's like we had such a different time. Like, and then you mentioned that it has happened before. You know, like the idea, like I said, of just having them flyers and they put Martin Luther King on there. But this is different because it's just like you seeing like these action shots and they just being put in all these different predicaments that I think just go against what they naturally stand for. And I just kind of am forecasting a little bit. You know, I like to think of kind of you mentioned this too, that just the idea of just these kids view history a little bit different. They don't have the same necessarily, I would say, probably reference for it that we do.
Not just kids.
Yeah, I know, and not just kids.
Not just kids.
It's not just kids, but I'm referencing kids because I'm thinking about the future and how it's just going to continue to kind of dilute down. They know less and less. They don't really care that much to look into it. It's not brought up in school because we're not allowed to necessarily teach it in school. All they're going to get are these little clips and references of like, oh yeah, Dr. King, I saw him in the ring. The WWE, he turned heel. You know, like it's going to be again, like I think the younger generation is more so what I'm thinking about. This idea of a skewed reality.
Nah, man, ain't just a younger generation.
It's like, it's us now. I think it's enough of us here. You will hope to be able to combat some of it, but
good luck with that.
I know. It's wishful thinking. It's funny. Usually, I'm the one who's just the doom and gloom guy, but I mean, I am again. I'm an advocate for AI, but I do see on the other side where it's just like, I've been saying this. People are not prepared. We are not.
I'm not doom and gloom. I'm not doom and gloom. I have a front row seat because I'm working in school, so I already see how brown and dark boys already don't have a value for education. They're already looking for the shortcuts. AI just made it worse, man. I mean, it just made it totally worse. It's just like
how do you see them interact with it? Like, do you see them using it a lot, or are they using it to like watch videos, make videos? Like, how do you see?
Well, they're not even. That's the part about it. They're not even using it yet. They still the TikTok and all that stuff. You get the few ones who get into AI. They're not even thinking about how to use AI. But what it is an excuse because I talk to young people. Oh, all this technology and stuff, man. What I need school for? It's an excuse. Oh, I'm gonna have AI. AI is going. No, you still have to have some level of education.
Skills to use it, work with it.
Critical thinking skills. They just think it's going to be like Star Trek. Hey, can I get my tea hot with full sugars and it's just going to come out of the thing? Or I'm going to speak, even though I'm speaking Ebonics, this thing is going to give me complete sentences. They don't get the correlation between what you put in comes out. They don't get that.
Again, it's a companion.
Yeah, perfect word.
Like, why would I even need you if it's just going to be able to do all these things?
But I'm telling you, but it's scary though, because when I first started doing GPT, I had to put whole sentences in. You know, and I found myself constantly correcting it. No, do this. Now, it almost gives me what I'm asking for the first time. lost.
Familiar.
And it's asking me questions about what I put in. Like I'll put in
Or what you want
that.
next.
No, well, no. What do I ask you? Do you like, for instance, I was working on a lesson. I was looking for some different ideas, so I put it in there. So now, not only does it print on a lesson, it asks you how do you want to see the lesson. You want to see PDF? You want to print a worksheet? Then it asks you, do you want to which voice do you want to use? And and it gives you the options of how you want to say it. Do you want to be professional? Do you want to be casual? Do you want to make it reach your audience? And it's crazy how it's developing all this on its own. Before I had to put all that, when I first started using it, I had to put all that. I wanted this way, I wanted that way, I wanted this way. Can you be an author? Can you be a publicist? Can you be a marketing person? Now, yeah. But it's crazy how fast it's learning. I mean, and then you think about it, like, anybody that's not learning it on even the basic skills is going to be in trouble. I was talking to somebody yesterday. He told me that his whole department, they made his whole department learn AI.
We've been doing that.
They made this. They didn't have a choice. They made his whole They made his whole department. So if that's what the world is coming to. And if you combine that with some of the things you see that's going around here, what are they gonna do, man? And because they don't see it as I need to learn this to get better. They see it as a shortcut. It's like I'm glad I don't have to write cursive anymore.
I think that's where the educational part has to come in for maybe trying to teach AI different. I think we're in this stage where everything is so early and moving so fast, and that's part of the problem right now with getting these MLK videos and Malcolm X videos. It's no guidelines.
But the problem with it is they're not teaching in school. That's the problem.
No guidelines.
They're not teaching in school. These kids are gonna be so ill prepared, man. They're not teaching them. They should. I agree with you. It should be a part of the curriculum. They should be teaching these kids the basic skills.
It's going to take something drastic to happen for it to have these guidelines and these corrections, just like everything else, like social media.
Well, like Robin Williams' daughter. Robin Williams
try to add guardrails.
Like Robin Williams' daughter, because people were making money off that. Because Robin Williams has all these quotes about things he said, because mental health is big now. So he has all these quotes about things he said about mental health, and people were pimping that, man.
That's actually another level of it too. Is that people are making money off these views.
Of course.
These likes, these shares, and the family
folks will figure out how to make money off everything.
But the family actually has to sit here and watch this and kind of take it all in. Like they need some type of recourse. I think that they should be able to have in terms.
But I think
name, image, likeness doesn't play a part here.
Yeah. But
how does this stuff get played?
But I think with Robin Williams, with his daughter, it wasn't even so much the money; it was the memories.
I understand that.
It was the memories.
No,
I do need the money, but the money,
I'm just talking about layers.
No, I do. I agree with you. But I'm saying with her, it was like, she's like, I gotta keep looking at this. Knowing my dad committed suicide, I gotta keep looking at this. And every time I see something, it sounds and looks like him.
So again, that's actually another great layer too.
Yeah, I just know it's not him because
the families and people that are related to them and have to relive or see these just ignorant, blasphemous images.
Very traumatic.
Yeah, so they remember their family in such a different way. You know what I mean? And then to see them with some of this buffoonery is crazy.
Buffoonery is the correct word. But again, I think. I made this statement last night on, and I'm not going to say it on another show. I think 85% of people in the world are selfish. I do. I think 85% of people don't care.
88.
They're not. See, but it's a shame because we agree. No, I say 85, but I think that leads to it because they're not caring about somebody's feelings. They're not sitting there thinking about Robin Williams' daughter or MLK Jr. They don't even think about the people who died or who lived in the civil rights and now you mocking. They don't think like that. They think I want to get a laugh.
At first, be funny. I'm not gonna lie. Initially, when you see it and catch your eye, some of these, I'm like, oh, that's silly. That's funny. I'm not gonna see it.
I don't partake.
I'm sitting on my high horse, but then it's gotten to this point where it's just like, man.
But it's not. It's
like, yeah. Imagine being like you said, this child. You long day. Get on social media, just take a break, and you just see a video, Dr. King stealing a bucket of chicken.
But see, I don't see, and to me, I don't. I see.
You want to know what else makes me? I'm sorry that, but I sat here and I typed in kind of with JFK AI videos, and Dr. King comes up, Michael Jackson comes up. You know what I mean? There's a few of these, but even with the JFK ones, they don't got him acting a fool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not. It's different. It's just. That's another part of this too, where it's they play like that with us. You know
because
what I mean?
we do
it. And Stephen Hawking.
No, yeah, Stephen Hawking, the guy.
because we do it, and I think. But see, it goes back to I don't watch them because I think they're disrespectful. I'm not going to feed into it. Man. I think someone like Martin Luther King paid his dues, man. He was a big civil rights advocate. Things he went through. I think having him still in the bucket of chicken or something like that is just really that's me. I think it's disrespectful. And to your point, there's always us. You know what I mean? And I think it also helps feed the negative stereotypes that go into that. And people see that and they can relate to it because black people chicken.
There was one where he was doing, instead of the I have a dream speech, it was him up there yelling like he was a gorilla or
see.
So and that's one of the things. I was trying to save that to see say that.
But if you marry that
but to drop that in, that's how crazy.
But if you marry that to somebody like
later,
if you marry it into somebody like Charlie Kirk's comments, that's people will see that
exactly,
and it drives it. So I think and again, even if you flip it over to the other side, it's going to kill the music industry, man. I mean, all them guys who write songs and stuff like that.
What's already starting? Timberland, the producer.
Yeah,
he has an AI artist, and they're starting to come out more
And they said, but I remember last year somebody saying this, that people were going to start producing AI artists. That instead of bringing real artists in, and you really producing yourself. You're getting 100% of the money.
It'll kill all entertainment.
But I'm saying you getting 100% of the money. You're not paying. You say as an artist, but I think that's only tip of the iceberg.
To that AI breaks.
Yeah, that's tip of the
do it for love.
That's only tip of the iceberg, man.
And then goes off on his own. But no, I think the videos that are happening, we are in the very early stages.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And I think again, it's only gonna get better. It's gonna be another blink of the eye before.
Is it meaning better? Define better, because I go back.
I meant in terms of the quality, not necessarily.
What's already getting
the content.
You said something earlier. It's already moved. You got to figure
the quality.
Chris, I took this class 2 months ago, and in 2 months, the things that I've seen happen. For instance, for 2 months when I took the class, it was. But I'm saying, 2 months ago when I took the class, it wasn't even the check PTP4. Now it's already 5. Huh? So I'm just saying, it's moving at the speed of light. So I mean, it's crazy how and the way it's thinking, the way it's developing, and now everybody's coming out with something different. Like now, like I said, you got where you can do a whole song, just by putting what you want to say, and somebody sings a song, you can pick the kind of song you want. Like when I did the song for the other podcast. Because now when I did the song for the podcast, it wasn't a song, it was just little. Mm-hmm. Now, now like a month later, they do a whole song. Like if you want. Say you want to write a song for Angela for the wedding. You put that bad boy, it comes out with music and everything.
You're probably telling, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Sound like D'Angelo.
You can put that in there.
Oh my God.
But I mean, but you can put it you can put her name in. But you can put her
with my voice.
You can put her name in, not even your voice.
And then lip sync.
But you can have Luther Vandross sing it, but you put the words in. You forget the artist. You could put the words in with her name, stuff you like about her. You can personalize it.
But I mean, the artist
that's crazy.
To another level.
Yeah, but I mean, most people at the wedding, man. I mean, I don't think anybody want to hear you, man.
No, I'm talking about the idea, even just like these videos, like people are putting famous people in these different scenarios. Like I seen Prince, Marilyn Monroe, Barack Obama. I think the same thing is going to with voice.
Like. Check this out.
I want to hear somebody on the song.
Check this out real quick. This how I did this for the podcast.
I know it.
And I'm a terrible guy. I sped up. I got another version now. I'm and I'm not the most creative guy.
Yeah. Let me take you back to the place where we grew. It was more than just a track in the schoolyard vibes.
What I'm saying though is crazy that you can do that now. It's crazy that you can you can write jingles for commercials.
Yeah.
You can sit home in your bathroom in your pajamas or drawers, whatever you want all day long. If you're creative and come up with stuff, man, just make money off it.
They're already gonna have one person for that.
I see videos.
And then they're going to just use an AI for that. They don't even need it for that.
I see videos of people explaining how
well, somebody got to put the input in. Yeah, somebody got to put the input in.
They're using that to start to talk to these women out here.
See?
Like you could just start a comment. If they say something, put it in ChatGPT. How would you respond to this? Could be
Yeah.
it could be funny. It could be like direct, like
Because it asks you the tone you want to use. Because it asks you the tone you want to use. You want to have a professional, business, personal, and the more you do it, like I said, now when I go to put stuff in there, it spits it out of my it spits out of my life.
It's ridiculous.
So you could be on the phone, you could be talking to somebody, you could be talking to somebody on the phone, man. They just put the stuff in there, man, and they clean it out.
And then you get there, you talk to them, they can't
have a conversation.
Yeah.
No.
That's downside. Like,
but I'm just saying, but I mean, it's crazy, but that's what the world is coming to, man. And I think, see, my problem when it seems like the more advanced technology get, the dumber people get. Like people start to rely, but they're also dumber because they rely so much on technology that they not learn anything. I just I said, me and some of my friends, we were talking about this. I learned a lot in college. I learned a lot because you go to the library, you do decimal system, you take the book out. Man, if I had this stuff I had now, I probably never left my dorm. I want to go to practice in class. That's it. So you know what I mean? The stuff you learn, how to research stuff like that, that stuff is gone. Yeah. You know, you just put in the phone, it pops up. There's no research behind it.
This is how they used to look at
calculators. Yeah. I think this is going to blindly, like, just kind of take people by surprise.
But I think it's also going to widen the gap between the have and the have nots. Classism is going to become huge now.
It's going to be a lot more people who wind up as a have not that will be surprised. You know, they're going to be like, they're going to blink and be like, oh my goodness, how did I end up here? Because you wasn't paying attention to all this stuff that's going on. We are in, I would say, the gold rush. This might almost be better than the internet era itself, especially when you got quantum physics and all these other things. I'm getting in my geek bag right now. But technology is on the verge of really just kind of, like you said, broadening this gap of the have and have nots. And if you don't have an understanding of how you can work with it and have it be a companion and like just even in a sense try to decipher between what's real and what's not and have the wherewithal to even ask questions, it's nuts today because I feel like I saw a story and it was true, but my instinct automatically was like, is this real?
Yeah. You gotta Google it a little.
Like, right. I was like, I need to actually look this up now and see if this is real. And I think a lot of us need to maybe start asking those questions. Because I think it's also a problem when our president posts AI videos or content. Like our commander in chief is posting content that is falsified. Like how can we trust what's being said and put out there?
But this is the same guy. This is the same guy, man, who talked about fake news.
He's creating.
That's what I'm saying. If you remember the whole fake news thing, everybody's like, no. Now you pretty much you watch stuff and you don't know what's true or not.
And it's like, regardless if you think it's funny, like I think it is a level of just kind of having some class and decorum and just being tasteful in certain things. Like, I don't know. It's just to see how fast things are moving and then to try to forecast for the future, like we said here, like you were talking about the songs then and how it was a month ago, maybe just kind of clips, and now you can almost make a whole entire song. The same thing with these videos. Right now, it started with like 8 seconds, then it goes to 30 seconds, then you can do like a little mini clip, like a trailer, and then now you're making documentaries and movies and can really, in a short amount of time, put out, as I said earlier, AI slop or just kind of, some people will be thoughtful and put out creative and good content. I do think it will be some good from this, but in the moment that we are in right now, without kind of having some kind of boundaries, we are seeing a lot of, like I said, just kind of classless, deplorable things being done. I think one thing that I kind of question is like, who are the creators of this content? Is it necessarily us? Is it necessarily, other people that don't look like us? Or is it even, who else is taking this information in? Like, who's looking at this and thinking like, like, oh, this is how they would act. You know what I mean? If they were here, oh, that's what they would do. I think that's a part of me sometimes that, like, even just kind of thinking about it a little bit more lately and recently, is just that idea of like, man, is that what they is that what people think and feel of them? Is that how you feel Dr. King would be acting right now if he was
But I
here?
don't think.
Is that
But
how
see,
you feel Martin Luther
I
King
don't
would
think
act?
people.
I want some boondocks.
But I don't think people do it based on how they feel to do it, based on if they can get a laugh or get a rise. I think sense of humor is warped today. I think people care less about their history and their culture than they used to, so they don't mind, what's the word I'm looking for? They don't mind taking it and prostituting it, to make money or to get their way, and they do it.
But it's like we do have this idea or sense where it's like, man, certain things are off limits. You know what I mean?
Like what?
Like,
I don't know what's off limits these days.
and
I don't
that's
know, man. You tell me, because I don't know what's off limits these days.
Well, the LGBTQ plus.
It's off limits to who? There's still some communities who go in, man.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I think I now understand. I think there are certain people who certain things are off limit for, but I think society itself.
You can't say.
You all know what name you can't say.
But I do think that, like, to your point, that it does seem like, I don't know, are things off limits, or
I don't know what's off limits. I mean, because the news, everything is changing, man. I mean, it's not like there used to be rules and things that you go by. Perfect example. The president you were talking about right now, he is trying to set up something where the media has to delay their stories. They can no longer, break stories and put stuff out there.
They need to be approved.
Because he said, so come on, man. Yeah, but think about that.
Kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
Anything about the Department of War needs to be.
But you know what? This is the same country.
This needs to be.
But this is the same. But this is the same country. Keep talking about their right to own guns, but yet they want to disarm another country.
Yeah.
They always tell me I got it. So I say that because I think AI is just going to make that worse. Because AI, man, people just want to take all these liberties, man. They're not going to worry about
misinformation at all times.
Like, I was watching something and the guy says, "I'll sue you for everything you have," and the guy starts laughing. This is why he don't have anything. He said, "Yo, I don't have anything." So people with that had a cavalier attitude now, man. I put them up, sue me. What you do? You would sue me for millions of dollars you're never going to get.
I think at least like them strikes, like, take the content down. Like, just like they be doing on YouTube and on some of these other channels, man. If people have something that you find is kind of harmful or kind of.
Just real quick, I need to create a song.
You just made a song?
Yeah, that's how crazy it is.
Yeah. We rising above, let me tell you how it's done. Above average black man, shining like the sun.
You just all Christian
Chris Jr. Jumping on the beat with the
thing is
You cannot get over this song.
No, it's just, I'm amazed at, and it's funny, I know you said it. It's just crazy how technology is just that fast. And that was positive. So imagine if you in school somewhere and you know how to do this.
Oh, Christian.
You can that wasn't Christian you talking about. Just imagine some of the lyrics that people are gonna start putting there about people. You can break up with a girl and murder her. You can put all kind of crap in it and kill her reputation with the song and then playing the song. Now, I'm sorry, I just gave somebody an idea.
That takes away from, for some people, it's quick and easy, but the creative aspect of, like, the actual be able to make a song and, like, oh, I thought of these words.
I think some artists are already doing it, because some of these rappers I listen to, and
I would agree.
It's like, no way. I'm pretty sure you wrote a different bus than I did.
They using AI,
because there's no way.
I mean, I agree, but that's the point. Like, what was the thing that I was looking at and you said it wasn't real? The Cosby's. Whenever you did the remake and they talking about the Cosby's over and you was like, that's not real. I'm trying to think who was in it when Dave Chappelle and somebody else was supposed to be.
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah,
it was supposed to be
Bill Cosby and
yeah.
But I'm just saying though, but you know how many people probably buy tickets? You put, this is coming out. People buy tickets.
First of all, Dave Chappelle and Bill Cosby should let you know.
But
why would that be a thing?
Because if I
saw it, I'd be like, yo, it ain't no way. I was like, is this a skit? This is not. Yeah, like,
But there's something.
I started looking for a Chappelle show skit. Like, yo, I miss something.
But there's some.
Saturday Night Live.
But there's some people get sucked into stuff like that, man. They just see somebody they know, like, yo, they jump on it.
But I think again, that speaks to this idea of what we're saying about just people being able to post.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. Like, I'm not disagreeing.
And what can Dave Chappelle do? Is he cohesive? Cause I would be mad. I'm just saying, like if you took my image and you blended it, like put me in a good one. You know what I mean? Like
that's a good one. I mean,
you think that's a good one
for him? I mean, it ain't like they put him in
my wife and kids.
Yeah, right? I mean, I'm just thinking the Cosby's awesome show, man. I get it though that you could put, and see that's the scary thing about it. Like you could put your picture and turn into a cartoon.
Yeah, I heard that.
So there's so many things, and now they got a new app out that I was looking at today where you can create professional headshots now.
Mm-hmm.
You take it and you do. So I'm like, it's crazy though. It's crazy that this stuff is. And see, the thing about it that's scary to
somewhere
me.
You can actually build apps.
But the thing that's scary about it is when you upload this information, people can steal it. Your likeness could be all over the world. You wouldn't even know it.
Yeah,
you can go to Japan, you ride in Japan, and your face on the bus speaking Japanese.
Can I tell you something about
you wouldn't even know.
The kids don't care. When TikTok was about to get banned, and it was like, oh, it's all. They downloaded a Chinese app that was similar to TikTok. It felt like,
but as an adult,
as an adult, I don't care.
I want to get paid. If I go somewhere and I see my face all over the place speaking French or something like that, I want to get paid. I wouldn't be mad, but I want to get paid. I don't want somebody, you your face on the side of the bus. They running commercials with you in there, and and you speak in Chinese or whatever, and it's this product itself.
They were trying to get paid. I think, but that's ultimately, I think the point of this too is like with all of these images floating around, like, don't you think they should be maybe compensated in some type of way if you're going to use somebody's
how you track
likeness?
The problem is, I guess, how would you track them on down?
Man, I would be coming after every page. Like hire me somebody where that's all.
But you're gonna backdoor stuff. Yeah,
I need the top 5 pettiest people who will be online all the time.
Do you think?
And striking a report and everything.
What do you think? I think there's some positive things you can use AI for. I think
it is.
There's a teacher that was using it to teach a class, and I thought it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
She was using, like, she was taking and she was turning to rap songs, different things, and poems about why you should learn how to count. And it was pretty cool, man.
You know, it's something to be dope. Like the "I Have a Dream" speech right before he goes upstairs. Maybe the interaction that he has with his wife. You know, showing like the backstory of certain things, like giving people insight into maybe things that we may not necessarily think of on a regular, consistent basis. Like we know these things, but humanizing him a little bit more. Showing us.
But I gotta say this, doesn't it make you a little curious though?
What? Like
ChatGPT, it makes me curious because I wonder, like, the way they do stuff, and for as much as I think is crazy. I would, it makes you curious. People could talk, you can have set up conversations between people from 2 different eras, man. And they can have a conversation and it was like, man, what would they say? What would he say? And it's all speculation, but it's like, just think about it, man. You can have a conversation with Malcolm X.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could. But this is another thing you just
or
said.
Hannibal.
You could. But then this large language model is learning from these images and things that's online from MLK and Malcolm X ain't real. Yeah. And now Malcolm X is trying to battle rap you.
I think
but you're doing it, but see, how you get over it because you're doing it with a generation who don't know their history. So they don't know what's real or not. Now that's kind of far-fetched, but if you're doing it with a generation who don't know their history, they don't know what's real or not. They don't know that.
Nah.
And they don't. Or if you're a person of another ethnicity,
and
you got an issue with that, you all down for it. That's great. Yeah,
so that's the thing about these, again, like these large language models. Like I think it does have a little bit of bias.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like when it makes these assumptions and jumps the gun on certain things. Like perfect example, like I said, I was like, hey, make a flyer, just a mock up. I saved the date for me and Angela, right? I didn't give it no picture or anything, just told her to make it. It knew I was black. It put me next to this white woman. I said, oh my goodness. I need to be more clear. Like, whoa. Yes. But no, on a serious note, it does have like some implied bias in there, and like
Yeah, it does.
definitely when you tell it or ask
Yeah.
it to do certain things, it jumps the gun. It does a certain way because it
Yeah.
has this kind of like this view from the people who ultimately create it and feed it.
Yep.
So I think like people
And you-
aren't mindful of
And
that.
I believe it's not just taking my algorithms and my patterns. It's taken from others too. I think everything is going there. So
Yes.
so it's not like it's just taking mine and storing mine by itself. I think it's taking mine, but it's taking
A
some
combination of
and it's putting together
what is being
Yep.
fed.
Yep.
So it's like I made that joke about kind of the Negro to white woman type things because it's that joke that goes around where if you're an educated black man and you're doing these certain things, that you must be with a white woman. And the AI pretty much did that. So it's just like to think of that again.
Well, all AI did was give it, and I know what you're saying, but AI just gave it a face because people are saying that,
Exactly.
Now they can actually make stuff up and have visuals to go with it now. Like, this is what Christian look like.
But for AI to be this smart and it's going to be embedded in everything that we do, and to have that bias, you know what I mean? Like that's.
So what other biases?
What other biases does it have?
Well, you said it yourself. The person put it in there has biases, so it's going to come out in this product. When you got a bunch of people using something that collects a whole bunch of data, and it's going to collect biases. And I hate to say it, it's probably going to be a lot of biases because there's probably going to be more people who don't look like us using it.
Yeah.
There's going to be people who don't look like us using it. So that part is going to be strengthened. That part is going to be built up. It's going to be built up, man. And again, I think we don't as minorities, we don't stick together either. We don't. We sell each other on the river, man, or we participate in that is detrimental to our to our image and the things, and we don't care.
And I think that is exactly why nothing is going to happen from this other than we may see some more debauchery. Like we just going to see some more just kind of images of people pushing the line. And it's because we can't come together and be like, yo, don't play with certain people or things like that with us.
But it goes back to what I said.
What's the crazy? Why people do that?
But what's the line? What's the line? How do you figure out what the line is? Because a lot of times, man, and I think it's all ethnic groups, especially in our ethnic group, because I'm more exposed to this. We have no filter, man. We have no line.
It is like certain thing.
We everything is on. Everything is on the table to talk about. Everything on the table and we have it like that. Comedians. There's black comedians. What's the lady who was talking about Martha King like a dog? Man, I can't think her name. She was on TV. Yeah. And my thing is, if you felt like that,
they're begging for money now.
But if you felt like that, keep it behind closed doors. Have that conversation.
Everything gotta be
It's the same thing like I'm watching today between our man, Smith. I ain't gonna say his first name, and Jasmine Crockett. Like why is that public? I don't understand. Why is that a public?
Because
he needs the ratings.
Yeah, his thing.
I agree, but see that's the problem though. But at the same time, man, you giving ammunition to people who don't look like us. And again, it feeds a narrative because somebody's gonna come along and create something in AI, do your point, and it's gonna go off. It's gonna fly to the top.
Stephen A. Smith don't care about what he does to people that look like that.
And see, this lines up what we're talking about. To me, it's the same thing when somebody does stuff in AI, man. And you do a Martin Luther King, you do a Malcolm X, and you portray him in a negative way. Because most people won't say anything, but you do. But you got people crazy because Monday was Indigenous Peoples Day. It wasn't Columbus Day. You got people freaking out over that, man. But when it comes to us, we just don't. We quick to me, it seems like we're quick to make fun of ourselves, man. We're quick to put ourselves in a position we can be the butt of the jokes. But we don't, other ethnicities don't do it, and we don't do it to other ethnicities. Like I don't see the George Washington stuff floating around here. I don't see that kind of stuff flying around. Well, it's coming, it's right coming. No, at some point, but I'm saying it seems like we're always the beginning. Yeah, we go after each other first. So I don't know, man. I just think AI as a whole, I think there's a good and bad to it. I do. I know when it first came out, I was like, man, I thought it was mostly bad, but I think a lot of good can come from it if it's used appropriately.
I think it can be therapeutic.
Yeah, if it can use appropriately.
In a way, yeah.
But even for research, I think it helps with research. You kind of figure stuff out. you know, and it gives you, and plus it gives you a different insight. When you put in there and you put some information in there, like I'll put an existing lesson that I have in there, you know, and it'll ask me, do you want to be professional? Do you want to modify? You know, what do you want me to do with it? Like I somehow put in there and I say, okay, you know, polish it, because it's about polish. And it'll polish it up. It's pretty good.
It's gonna be a point where they're gonna be like trying to control who is this stuff in the hands of.
No, but that's a good. But that's an excellent point.
Access
but that's stuff, think about it. If you let's fast forward. Say you do have a school. You know, you can do. You
better have a production company.
But you can do some stuff in the school. But you superpowers for good and evil.
Yeah,
for good and evil.
You gotta put something on it. Like we need accredited sources that are producing this information, so you know where the AI is at least coming from. You know, because like some of this stuff is just the wild.
Well, I'll tell you funny, because when I was publishing my book,
like a stamp or
the book, when you publish your book and you upload it, you know, they ask you, did you use AI? Like, how do you know?
That's not enough for me.
Yeah, but I'm just saying though. But that's my point. They ask you, how do they know? They ask you, would you use AI contribute to
source of
try this book?
Just like you gotta like go through some type of copyright process or something. Like I don't know.
Yeah, man. but the problem is
too fast.
Once people figure out how to make money off of it, it's gonna be hard. And right now, like you said, somebody somewhere is already figuring out, man. You know, and I'm not. I shouldn't say this on air because somebody probably gonna steal it. But think about it, man. You can sit down and create a sitcom, do AI.
Already doing it.
What I'm saying. You could really sit down if you got time and creative, and just you could do that. Anybody, I mean, people, the least creative person can sit down and tell their story. You know, I'm just so it is going to change
this AI thing where you can create a animated sitcom. It didn't get to real life yet. That's cool. But you can put in an anime and use anybody, your name and your likeness or famous people, and all you do is just put in the scenarios and
what
you can do a cartoon.
What happens if it blows up and it gets big? Who?
The person who created it.
Yeah.
They would get it. It's just like a show they created. They used the AI to create. So it's, I think, to the point that we made here earlier, is the idea of using it as a companion and working with it. You know, like you still can be creative and come up with these ideas and scenarios and use the AI versus like just kind of being a clone or a zombie and just letting it do all the work. And I think there's still opportunities to be creative. And I think people either going to be left behind, you know, because they're not necessarily getting prepared for it or unaware of it. Because I don't see any end in sight, honestly, with some type of action being taken for any of these things. Because, you know, I don't hear anybody in government really talking about it.
Well, right now it's not. When people start using it more to attack government, then they'll start talking about policy procedures. But right now, they're not really, you know, doing a lot against government.
Maybe because you know why because this is a distraction for us. They're like, yo, let them go there and eat up this dumb nonsense, right? And we are going to continue to run this country into the ground. That's exactly.
So you have to make out pictures of a better world, right?
Yeah, that might be next too. Like, yo, you're gonna see an AI video of probably some nonsense going on. You know what I mean? They were like, oh, your city's under siege. And I'm standing right here. But it's going to be an AI video to put fear out there.
But no, it reminds me of, I don't know if you saw it, and this is funny how this movie was ahead of its time, the last Die Hard movie. In the last Die Hard movie, this guy took over the server. And he had the images of the White House being blown. Everybody believed it. Remember, he tapped into the TV station, everybody thought it was real. Yeah.
That's the type of time that we're in right now.
Nuclear war or something like that.
Yeah, that's actually. But it's like, yo, you want to see an image of something wild, and you just gotta go and look it up to be like, yo, is this real? Did that really just happen? Did that bridge just fall? Did that building blow up? I felt like that the other day because it was an explosion in Tennessee, and I was like looking at the like the grounds, and you just didn't see any remnants of a building. It was just like
that was
completely gone. So I was like, did that really happen?
It was
and I had to look it up, and it was something that was.
But see, that's the crazy.
Like,
but that's the craziest.
It was something tragic. I had to go from
but that's my point.
Like,
you got to do it with everything. You got to do almost everything now to see if it's real. Like even sports, you see some like I don't even look the clickbait. I don't even look anymore because they'll put something up with sports, man. If you don't pay attention, it looks real. And then when you pay attention to it, it's like, nah, I didn't even. Yeah.
All right, so some of the sports ones that are funny that I do like, where it got like the Chiefs players paying the referees.
See? But people look like that. People look at that and say, yeah, I knew they were cheating.
It had Travis Kelce going up to a referee and he had the little card meter thing and he tapped his card. He was like, all right, we're all set. First down.
That's not funny, man. It's not funny. Because people are going to look at that and say, I knew the Chiefs were cheating. And I'm not a Chiefs fan.
But that's a good one. That's hard.
But that's my point. Where's the line at though?
That's
because
horrible.
I'm sure if you Travis Kelce don't think that's funny.
We know you're not walking out there with
No,
a
but I'm just saying.
But that's always people say that joke naturally.
But I'm just saying.
I've never heard anybody talk about
line?
Dr. King 17.
No, but where's the line at? What I'm saying is, where's the line at? Where do you draw the line of what you think is it's the same thing in comedy. You're a comedian.
Yeah.
What's the line that you don't cross when you're telling jokes? I don't know.
There's a way of doing things to be funny, okay? Like I think even
that's hard.
Like I think that is tough. But I think there's a way of doing things, you know? I think who is that nigga on your shoulder?
It's a Renaissance picture.
Who's the white guy?
It's Boogie.
See? He just could not let you shine.
That's funny.
That was funny. The 49ers is practically everybody hurt.
See, what this is?
So
if you're the 49ers, you don't think that's funny.
They
all come down
in the wheelchair.
See, they can't see it though, so it's
I
kind
know,
of
but it is.
No, but I'm thinking, well, see, there has to be a line. At some point, somebody has to develop a line to this. So do you take a person in a wheelchair you see suffering and turn into a comedy?
And that's actually maybe what part of the thing too. Is it?
If you take a woman who's breastfeeding and decided you will turn into this big AI production.
Michael Scott did it. You know, that was probably a funny thing. Like I think in The Office, you know, comedians, you always kind of push that line and that boundary at times. Yes.
Well, I'm not.
But I do think there's ways of like doing things, and you try to be as. I mean, depending upon the type of comic you are too, but it's a style to it. You know, you don't want to just be crass.
No, but I don't know what the line is. I'm saying, but is there a line that you draw and say, okay, this is acceptable in AI, this is not?
With AI, I want to say yes. There's still probably things that may cross some lines that you, just like with anything else, like people be offended with, you know, certain things. Like I think AI is so different. And I think with MLK and his family and Robert Williams and their family, you know, Prince and his family in the state and all these people wanted to come in and, and say like, yo,
at what point
I don't like this. Then like, yeah, I agree.
Okay, so let me ask you a question then. So, and you know, in this country, what they're gonna say is, where did freedom of speech come in?
I mean, but we also have like the idea of being able to license things and like people name, image, likeness, and copyright.
But can you do that with AI? Because AI is not really real.
I think we should be able to name, image, likeness.
I'm not saying you can't.
Like you want to know
I'm not
why?
saying you can't, but it's not really a material thing.
I know, but you want to know why? And this is exactly why I think there should be a case for it. Video games. Think about how video games with 2K and like back in the day with Madden and all that, and NCAA, like the reason they stopped even having the games is because the name, image, likeness. Like kids, you can't put my name on a jersey. You making all this money off of it. That's exactly what's happening right now.
In college.
But I'm just saying, like, but you still, the idea of my name, image, and likeness, you're using that to profit. Like people are getting paid off of these videos sometimes.
Yeah.
So I think it should be like something where they have a rights to be like, yo, cease to desist, like stop doing that. I did Charles Barkley do that now in 2K. Like certain players that you will not see in that game.
Well, he's not in 2K?
Yeah, it's certain players and people that you will not see.
Why didn't you take him up?
Because he would need to get paid.
Oh.
Yeah,
his name, image, and likeness.
He said there's players like way before him that they didn't get make the money that he made, so he wants to make sure that they get paid as much. So as he would get paid doing it. So that's why.
And that is a good point. I did see somebody drop just like no matter what, like people will always find something to be offended by.
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, but some things are offensive. Yeah, but some things are really offensive.
Yeah,
some things
I
are
will
really
say
offensive.
things can be.
I do agree with them that
there's
people. Yeah, but some people are.
It's
some
the
things
side
are
of that
offensive.
where it's like, yo,
Yeah.
you could try to be as clean cut and say everything
I
as
agree.
perfect as you want.
I agree,
Somebody
but
was
we
like,
live
oh,
in a
my
time,
goodness,
man, where some things are offensive. Man.
Did you
That's
hear
just-
how he said the last part of that?
They're not really offended. They
No,
just wanna
I mean,
be upset.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I think there's some people just super sensitive. They are.
Yeah.
But then there's some things
Probably more often than
but
not.
there's some
I'm
things
gonna
that
say
are
that too.
offensive. There's some things that are offensive.
You want to know what's it's funny because like it's like I'm trying to put on this hat of like being an individual, but then also it's like the comic writer part of me. It's like, you know, I've probably talked about and said some things that, you know, may have been offensive to some people, but it's funny. And it's like, do I feel like maybe I've crossed the line?
You should. That's a problem. You should. What's your moral compass? My question
one or two people feeling
my
offended
question
is
would
not.
be, it doesn't matter.
Stop
It doesn't
me.
matter.
It's like,
if you offend one person, it's one too many.
wow. You can't win them all. Like this is
it's one too many.
Like, nah, it's just not how the world works. You know, you can't be betting 1,000. Who is?
If you're a comedian, though, then you're purposely trying to offend somebody. That's how
I don't think you're now that's the difference too. I don't think you're purposely trying to offend. A comedian is like he's a reporter, you know, he's just kind of highlighting and commenting. Yeah, reporter just highlighting and commenting on what's there. Something that we all may know and see in the room. I think that's what even makes it funny sometimes.
But see,
like,
to you it's funny. But
no, everybody.
But if you want somebody with buck teeth, they don't think it's funny. they ain't think it's funny.
Yeah.
If you was somebody with an ugly girlfriend or ugly boyfriend or so overweight person,
that's offensive. Everything you just said before.
But that's my point. That's my point. But I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you. But that's offensive. Some people get offensive.
But you want to know what the thing about sometimes
that's my
taking
point.
offense because that little deep sometimes thing in there that you like. That might be true.
No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. But stop now. I don't agree with that.
So I'm like, listen,
that might be true.
I'll just be letting people rock and have their own, like, somebody just dropped that in the comment, like, you know, people may intentionally say things sometimes.
And they do.
And you just kind of, you can be unbothered by it. But sometimes people say it just to try to get a rise.
But it takes a certain level. But it takes a certain level of maturity. But it takes a certain level of maturity to accomplish that. To get to a place.
Maturity, confidence.
Yeah, but you got to get to that place. Everybody's not at that place. There's some people that get offended when you say boo.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say that. Like sometimes I don't get mad at things. Like certainly do. I mean, especially being somebody who, I mean, can be in circles where we talk trash sometimes, you know, like you say some things that may get you.
No, because I would never talk trash.
Oh my goodness, that's where I learned it from. Like,
your mother? I'm gonna tell you said that.
Learned it from here, man. So
no, I see nothing. That's the thing about, and I don't know the answer to it, but where do you draw the line? Where you draw, like TV? I'll use TV as the perfect example. There was a time when TV no curse words. There were no curse words. It wasn't. Then it became a time where they started using the BICCH word, but that would only happen after 9:00. You know, you wouldn't do it impromptu. Now you turn TV 2 o'clock afternoon.
What's crazy? I remember
they don't care because they keep because what they do is they desensitize you, and that's what keep moving the line. They desensitize you, and that's what keep moving the line.
It really did.
And next thing you know, there is no line.
And you know what? I think that's where we are right now. Where think about this, all this content that we're seeing right now, this is very early stages. Like we looking at it as slop. It's only gonna be a matter of time till it's just getting weaponized and they start pushing more lines, pushing more.
Think about it. You could be in line.
You're not asking no
questions. You could be in line to go to meet your girlfriend and get into a little debate, and there's an AI skit. Because somebody's taking pictures and filming it, and they turn it into a whole thing. You all over TikTok and Facebook.
It is spiteful if somebody just take a video of you and just put. I mean, they are doing that revenge stuff. Like, yeah, that's
2
nuts.
years.
That's the thing with that Will Smith eating spaghetti back in the day versus where it is now.
2 years.
The one back in the day is like
horrible, right?
I'm just telling you. So the things you can do, with AI, man, the things you can do with AI, man, is crazy. And I think at some point, you got to figure out where the line is. At some point, you got to say, and I don't think you can legislate it. I think it has to be morally done.
That's also part of the problem. The morals. Where does that come in at? Do we have those still anymore?
I can't speak for everybody.
They're blurred.
Blurred, very blurred. I don't see where they are. But I think, this is a topic of discussion that we'll probably end up having again because, like I said, we're probably it's very early stages of this. AI in its infancy, and it's only a matter of time.
It's going to be different by this time.
Wait till it's a toddler. Wait till it's.
Ain't gonna be next year. This thing, because like I said, if I go in there right now, your mom is starting to use it too.
Terrible too.
I got your mom hooked on it too. Like,
everybody.
But I'm saying, and you can tell we'll start because we share an account, so it's picking up the algorithm. So it's gonna grow as fast as you use it.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna get a robot. I'm gonna have one with the AI.
It's gonna grow as fast. The more you use it, the faster it's gonna grow. And I remember when I was taking the class, they said, yo, what you got to say? This thing is constantly learning. So when you use in the infant stages, you put stuff in. You got to put more. You gotta give it more commands. You got to say you are an author, you are a publisher, you this. You got to say what you want to do. But the more you do it, and the more you set up your categories, it picks it up automatically. So now imagine your mom and I using the same one, so it's learning from both of us. So imagine we all got on it. All the stuff we learned, that's how fast the thing is learning, man. So how much we use it is going to determine how fast it grows.
Man, it's at the point where they got large language models that are teaching itself. Like, it's like coding.
Remember the movie I Robot? Robots trying to take over?
Yeah, I know. It might be a close reality.
3
to 5 years. You heard it here first.
Also remember Terminator.
Get yourself a friendly robot.
Remember Terminator. I'm just saying.
I forgot what was the robot's name. That it was it Buddy, Ali, whatever his name was?
That's
Trying to give me one of those.
Yeah. I gotta watch that movie again. I love that movie.
Anyway, another episode of Above Average Black Men. Went fast.
It did go fast because, like I said, I guarantee we'll be talking about this again, or AI in some capacity because
no,
it's taking over the world. Not AI. Shout out to him. Go see the documentary.
We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.